Hey, thank you for tuning in. This is Rock Leach with Social Fire, and I want to talk to you about something that happened just here recently. On one of my favorite podcasts, Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, he had Kirk Franklin on there, and Kirk Franklin said something that y'all, we gotta talk about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, then we're gonna come back with some commentary. If you like Christian content, I want you to subscribe to this channel. Let's go.
Because it's passed down, their grandparents and their parents, and they just passed it down.
Exactly.
And they passed down. Even though it's wrong, they're passing down wrong, or what they believe to be right.
And a lot of that from that generation was the colonized version of American Christianity, because it was all about controlling black and brown people that did not have a voice. And so that control ideal continued because that's what they were given.
Right.
You look at the slave Bible and how certain pages were ripped out just to control people. So historically, we understand that Western religions and Western Christianity have also, unfortunately, been tools of also weaponization.
Yes.
So what I want to do is that I want to start this by talking about it from this wise here. When we talk about controlling of black and brown people, that's something that still goes on. So I want to talk about this Bible that many people don't know about, which is called this slave Bible. Now, this slave Bible was written in about 1807. It was after the Haitian Revolution. Now, let me explain this whole Haitian Revolution and why it instigated the slave Bible. The Haitian Revolution was slaves in that area came up against their oppressors. And when they came up against their oppressors, they won. And the slaves came together and formed a nation. Now, you've got Americans at this time and you've got Europeans at this time know about this whole episode. And so thus, the slave Bible was born. Now, we can't say specifically that that's why it was written, but all of these things happened at about the same time. Slave Bible came out in 1807, and we know the Haitian Revolution had just happened. So you've got slavers at that time decided that we need to take out a lot of those parts of the Bible, which is the majority of the Old Testament, especially the part where Moses says to Pharaoh, "Let my people go." But here's the problem. Kirk brought out a great point, and I'm going to say this. I'm not so much a fan of artists getting into lanes that they should not be in. Hence Kanye West, great artist, but when he gets into politics, he's just out of his lane. But I was very impressed with Kirk Franklin, especially. I'm always impressed with his theological understanding, and how he, talks about the scripture. Many artists need to just stick to singing or whatever their art form is, because we can tell who reads the Bible and who doesn't. I'm just going to let that sit there just for a minute. But Kirk Franklin did say something about control. I believe that control is still going on. Shannon Sharp brought up that it's passed down from one generation to the next. And this is a problem that's inside the church right now. Slavers at that time, and I do want to say this as a side note, this is not about proving that slavery is a white man's religion because of slavery. If you really know your homework, do your homework and your research. The oldest Bible that we have is actually from Ethiopia. Not going there. I want you to go there on your own. But what I wanted to look at was that control, they used this to control slaves. It was the whole part of controlling slaves. And that level of control is still going on. So as black people, black and brown people in church, are we still being controlled like slaves with our money? Are we still being controlled like slaves with our mindsets? Is it just I want you to get in the comments, and I want to know what you think. Y'all talk to me, because I think control is still going on, because the stats said that about 50% of the people in the United States don't read the Bible. And biblical illiteracy is one of the main problems. And another problem with that is that we'll listen to our leaders and won't listen to the one that's supposed to be leading, God himself. I want to know. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think about this and what you think about what Kirk Franklin said about the Bible during that time being used to control black and brown people. But do you believe it's still going on? Y'all talk to me.